This is something I learned in my humanities class in like freshman year of college. It's the Socratic method. I didn't make it up. And just involves having a back and forth conversation where you have the person examine their views in the conversation rather than telling them they're stupid right away. And my personal experience, and one of my favorite stories that I've shared with you guys before, is how my grandmother, who was having some unclear feelings about the homosexuality community, or the gay community, the fuck. One of my favorite examples is when I was showing my grandmother how her homophobia is right, neck and neck with racism. She goes, "Oh, I love the gays. I just wish they weren't so loud and in your face." And I was like, "Grandma, what if somebody said that about black people?" "Oh, I love the blacks. I just wish they weren't so loud and in your face." I didn't call her a homophobic. I didn't call her a bigot. I didn't tell her that's stupid. I didn't tell her that was ignorant. I just asked her, basically, how would she feel if people said that about us? Another example that went viral recently was a young man who was the son of pastors, and he finally had enough courage to stand up to his parents. And on the topic of pro-life, he presented to her the predicament of where his mother she had the choice to pull the plug on her mother. And he similarly put those two situations together, a woman having the right to choose and her having the right to choose whether she was going to end her mother's life. This does require critical thinking, it requires patience, and it requires a genuine desire to influence someone's perspective. When we just yell and call names and get frustrated and argue semantics, there's not a genuine desire to change someone's perspective. It's more driven from a genuine desire to be right. And I think this is where a lot of us fail in connecting with one another, is that we're more focused on being right than we are with shifting a perspective. I'm a personal coach, and there's very rarely ever a time where me bullying my clients or belittling them or talking down to them has resulted in them changing. But when I present questions and ask them like, "Hey, you said you wanted this, however your actions are doing this, help me understand the disconnect." And a lot of times people will say they're one thing and they'll do another. And so instead of telling them they're a bad Christian or they're bad this, just hold up what they say they believe in, hold up their actions, and then ask them to explain what the fuck is going on here.